Hey, oozes and bunnies. This is a preview of the most recent Party Planning, an extra podcast that the Join the Party crew makes for our Patreon. If you want to listen to the whole thing, go to patreon.com/jointhepartypod. Check out this preview. Thanks, Zoom Lady.
Thanks, Zoom Lady.
Welcome to Party Planning. Do you like parties? Well, so do we.
I have social anxiety, but yes, I love parties.
I like parties, but only when I get to turn them into content and it's actually just two people talking to each other.
That's the best kind of party, in my opinion. Jake and I have a party every night, if that's the case.
Listen, with Jake, it might as well be a party. Much like a party, you never know what's going to show up. Weren't we recording and Jake started getting really into Sweeney Todd one time?
Yes, that was last week's side quests.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, can you guys hear Jake singing? And you're like, yeah. I was like, he's gotten really into Sweeney Todd lately. So and then Brandon goes, it's okay. I turned on the filter for you. I was like, thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon cocked into the code and made a Jake filter.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You can tell this is an original recipe, party planning. We've been innovating a lot around party planning, and I've been really enjoying that. Especially with the continued party for funds, which is great. But we're doing a classic. This is an original recipe. These are just the original 17 herbs and spices.
Yeah.
Julie and I are getting back in the lab. We put on our lab coats and our Googles, and we're gonna make some stuff up using our big old adjective list.
Woo! I have rubber gloves.
I am holding carbon. It's in my hand. It's a little block of it. See, you can't see it. It's below the line, but just imagine I'm holding some carbon.
Right? Bunsen burners. Beakers.
It's that shower that if you get stuff in your eyes and your hair, you can just pull on it.
Centrifuge.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
There we go. I think that's enough science stuff.
No, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
Do you remember like the proliferation of TikTok, which
I try not to.
Yeah, true. But to kids, when like they started recording more stuff in school, and there was a lot of videos I remember of kids pulling, and maybe I think this was like last year around, like last summer, right before summer vacation.
Sure.
But it was around like science teachers being like, okay, we can do the emergency.
We can do it one time. Go nuts.
Like, everyone cleared out and like they made a thing and they would pull it. And then since it hasn't been used in 10 years, like dirty water came out. So imagine you have some acid in your eye and then you get hit with
and then you get tetanus. Oh, it's so bad. It's so unhygienic.
Hey, Timmy, what happened to you at school today? Well, I was doing improper science. I got acid in my eye. Now I have tetanus. I have to go to the hospital.
I can't even fill out a workers' comp form for this because I'm not a worker.
I'm a child.
I'm a child.
I have no rights. Help me,
Take me to the hospital, Mama.
Mother, no. I was like, no,
So
I have an Instagram live in 5 minutes. I can't take you.
What are we making in the lab today, Eric?
Well, obviously, we're saying terrible things. So we're making some villains today.
Ooh.
Before this, we started doing villain voices just to get into it.
We're doing evil laughs.
Yeah, I did my Bowser laugh from Mario 64. Okay, this is good. They have to have a very specific laugh. Here's a fun fact. Have you started listening to Blank Check?
No.
Okay, it's with like one of the most popular movie podcasts. It's very good. But one of the hosts is Griffin Newman, who also does a lot of voice work, who's an actor.
Cool.
And he was recently on Harley Quinn, the HBO Max.
Love that show.
And he played the Mad Hatter.
Oh, naturally.
Something really, but it was like season 4. So like it's been pretty late. They've had a lot of Batman baddies in that.
It's the most recent season, right?
The most recent season, yeah. Okay. And he said that the thing that you have to do is you need to make sure that your laugh is distinct. Like
Because you can't be Mark Hamill's Joker. You just can't.
Well, all of the villains have to have a different laugh.
Yeah.
It's not even like about voice actor like thing because like the Joker can stay, but it's like every single villain can't have Joker laugh.
Right.
They have to have a different laugh. So I think it's interesting if we have to come up with original evil laughs as well with our villains.
Okay, cool. I love it.
So we'll put that on there.
I'm just thinking, like, what's Mr. Freeze's laugh like? He doesn't laugh. He's Mr. Freeze.
He goes, "I miss my wife."
Can I tell you my least favorite, like my biggest beef with Mr. Freeze as a character?
Please, Julia, please.
That man's a doctor. He should be Dr. Freeze. Why are you calling him Mr.? He worked hard. He worked hard for probably a PhD and an MD. Call him Doctor.
Yeah, it's a great point.
He's not Mr. He's a doctor.
Dr. Freeze, sir.
He's doing innovative work.
I'm surprised that they let that fall in the. That feels like a Harley Quinn joke. It feels like one to be like, "I'm Dr. Freeze. Please tell me accordingly."
Yeah,
I think people are so enamored in the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent that like they don't think about it.
Just makes me upset.
No, I think it's really funny. I think people should put that in.
Yeah.
Hey, Batman.
Hey, Batman.
Can you fucking DC Comics? Can Detective Comics? Can you fucking tell us what's going on?
I just think Batman's at fault for like continuing on this tradition of calling him Mr. Freeze instead of like doctor. You know what I mean? And like he refers to him as Victor, which is fucking rude. He's a doctor, man. He's not your friend. Batman spends a lot of time calling his enemies by their first names, and I'm just like, you're not familiar enough with that person to call him like, Victor or something.
Are you like a teenager calling clergy by their first name because you don't have respect for the institution?
Yeah.
Like me, I did that to a bunch of cantors at our synagogue. But that's what you get for being in the teen choir and not fucking giving a shit. Yeah. I was a real bad boy. I don't know if you could tell.
Wow. I can tell. Well, you'll be great inspiration for these villains that we're about to make.
Yeah, so. Me as a teenager.
You as a teenager. Oh, one of them's going to be a teenage villain. Just bring it.
Oh, perfect. Okay, wonderful. Well, we don't have any other things, so we're just going to the way that we've done this before, we're going to use this adjective list. We had over 100 before, and now we're down to like 96. So if we do any doubles, I'll just let you know.
All right.
Again, special thank you to everyone from the Discord: Lena, Bray, Michelle Spurgeon, Sarah, Maureen, Paul, Lyle, Marina, Allie, Cece Duran, Casey, and Con Dumpstat, who all gave us adjectives, and we're still using this, and we're going to keep using it forever.
Until we die.
Yeah. And the villains kill us to show everyone
that
they mean it. Because Batman doesn't negotiate with terrorists, so we die. He calls people two things you need to know about Batman. 1, calls villains by first name. 2, doesn't negotiate with terrorists. Very similar to George W. Bush in that way.
All right.
So Julia, why don't you roll the D100s for us?
Okay, here we go. All right, that is 48.
48. Remember, this goes alphabetically.
Mm-hmm.
So 40 is going to be the middle. The middle. Do you want to go first on this one, or should I go first?
Yeah, tell me what the word is.
All right, 48. Well, I wanted to tell you before I told you what the word was. Okay. Ooh, good one, Julia. The adjective is freewheeling.
Ooh.
That was great. My favorite part was the accent work. If you like that, you got to hear the rest of Party Planning by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/jointhepartypod.